Welcome to Incredibly Useful Exercises, where we condition specific aspects of our performance in short, stolen moments. I'm Dennis Whitaker. Thank you for joining me in today's exploration of my most common warm-up before any performance, long tones, which focuses on developing bow control and mindfulness. First, I want to thank Joey Naeger for his generous support of this series. Joey has been my go-to luthier for over 5 years. Joey sculpted my fingerboards buzz-free on both my 1850 English orchestra bass and my solo bass, making them so easy to play. And his tone work on my basses keeps them sounding full, free, and beautiful. Many professional working bassists throughout Texas rely on Joey for fixing and maintaining their treasured instruments. The Joey Naeger prize-winning basses are also wonderful instruments. Please visit Joey's website listed in the description, and if you happen to be in the Houston area, pay him a visit to play his basses and to see how he can improve the playability and tone of your instrument. So, long tones is my favorite exercise for moving my mindset from stressful daily work to music-centered. When I need to find my musical center fast and get my head in the game, there's no better exercise than long tones. This exercise is 4 minutes and 10 seconds long, longer if you get into a good flow and you want to explore your limits. And it has the following category ratings on a scale of 1 to 6. Control is 5, mindfulness is 4, expression is 1, power, velocity, coordination, and endurance are all 0, since I don't involve the left hand in this version of the exercise. I practice this exercise with 3 goals in mind. First, for the development and mastery of a steady, controlled bow stroke. Second, to develop a beautiful tone during very slow bows. And lastly, for the mastery of consistent dynamic control and proper sound point location, or bow placement in different bow speeds. So what do I mean by proper sound point location? To answer that, let's explore some properties of a vibrating string, a perfect mechanism of nature. Now, I'm going to say something that is not going to make sense, but stick with me. When a string vibrates back and forth a certain number of times per second, we say that it has a certain frequency. That means that the string vibrates back and forth with measured regularity, depending on its thickness and length. For instance, the A string on a bass vibrates back and forth 55 times per second. That's a frequency of 55 hertz. However, and this is the weird part, not every part of the string is traveling back and forth at the same speed. Here's what I mean. Here is a spinning vinyl record of a brass ensemble playing Vivaldi's Four Seasons. I've marked dots on the inside and outside of the record with a silver Sharpie. When the turntable spins, you can see both dots spinning with the same frequency. Both dots arrive at the starting point at the same time. However, since the dot on the outside travels a further distance than the inside dot, I can say that the speed of the outside dot is faster than the speed of the inside dot. If I wanted to spin the record manually at this same frequency, I would touch the inside dot and move slowly, or I would touch the outside dot and move quickly. So what does that mean for a vibrating string? Check out this close-up of the F-sharp string on my solo bass. I've marked 2 spots on the string with a purple Sharpie, one near the bridge and one further up the fingerboard. When I bow the string, watch the dots. They travel different distances. Both dots have the same frequency, but the higher dot, because of the greater distance, is traveling at a faster speed than the lower dot. I also love watching the hypnotic slow motion version. Cool. So now we understand that different parts of the string have a different speed while still having the same frequency. This means that if I want to create a beautiful tone while moving the bow at a fast bow speed, I place the bow at a high sounding point, where the string is naturally moving fast. But if I want the same tone while moving the bow at a very slow bow speed, I place the bow at a low sounding point, where the string is moving very slowly. It helps to remember the phrase, low bow, slow bow. Knowing this, we'll teach our right arm to match its speed to the speed of the naturally vibrating string at each point of contact. It's like trying to teach a boat to float in the same speed as a river in which it's floating. So this is how we play long tones. First, I set my metronome at 100. I use my entire bow for each note from the base of the frog to the very tip of the bow. I increase the beat count by even numbers to check my pacing. I want to hit the middle of the count in the middle of the bow. I place the bow towards the bridge as the notes get longer, and I place the bow towards the fingerboard as the notes get shorter. Keep the right hand soft, using the fewest possible muscles, and keep the string flat. Don't press the bow into the string any more than is necessary to create friction. Also, I carefully observe the width of the string vibration as I play, keeping the width of the center of the string the same throughout the note, avoiding any sudden jumps in thickness. One word about my bow hold. I always keep my bow hold soft, but not so soft that I drop the bow or can't transfer a firm contact weight into the string. When I soften my fingers, I can feel the stick vibrating. When I am in the perfect contact point with the perfect speed, the stick starts to buzz and will be a little harder to pull due to the resistance. This is when you know that you are in the sweet spot. If you are squeezing the stick, you won't feel the bow come alive. So keep your fingers relaxed. Since I don't stop any exercise for any reason after I start, I review my recovery plan before I start. First, since the most important factor is bow placement, then if the tone is unpleasant, I'll adjust the bow placement until the tone becomes resonant and beautiful. I also know through experience that it's natural for the right arm to have a small tremor at some point between the open and the closed positions of the right arm, basically between the middle and the tip. This disappears with repetitions. And then finally, if the bow gets stuck, which happens a lot if you're doing this right, I gently pluck the string with my left hand to get it moving. Enough talk. Let's play. Set my metronome at 100. 1, 2, ready, play. and that is long tones. I love the way my right arm and my mind feel after I play. The truth is that bow placement is a small part of the art of bow management. The things that determine placement in real life are things like tone color, string length, volume. There's so many others. These considerations change all of the time, so it's not possible to hit every possible perfect sounding point on every note. So everything about bow management is about artistic compromise. But by understanding how the string behaves in nature and understanding frequency versus speed, we can make better, intelligent decisions regarding our bow placement and therefore create a more beautiful tone. As an added challenge, my personal record is 42 beats in one bow. Not that it's a contest, but I'm just saying. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you find long tones as useful for your performance as it has been for mine. Please remember that I present these exercises in a way that I have used and benefited from them. I never intend to say that this is the only way to practice this or to approach this concept. Feel free to adapt any of these ideas to your own playing and teaching style. Practice this and all other exercises in this series in short, stolen moments, or incorporate them into your regular conditioning routine. I would love to hear your reactions, questions, or observations in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, and be well, friends.